All right, let's talk about something we all use every single day for pretty much everything we do online: passwords. Today, we're going to dive deep into how hackers really crack them, and more importantly, how you can stop them. So, have you ever really stopped to think about it? I mean, how do they actually do it? It's not like in the movies with all the frantic typing and green text scrolling down the screen. The real methods, well, they're often surprisingly simple, and that's exactly what makes them so effective. Let's get into it.
Okay, so at its heart, password cracking is all about taking stolen data, from one of those massive company data breaches we're always hearing about, and using it to figure out your password. But here's the crucial thing. Hackers almost never steal your actual password. Instead, they steal the scrambled up digital fingerprint of it, which is called a hash. Cracking that hash, that's the real name of the game.
Now, this is a super important distinction to make. On one hand, you have online guessing. That's a hacker trying to log into your actual account over and over again. It's slow, it triggers alerts, your account gets locked, it's not very efficient. The real danger is offline cracking. This is when a hacker has that stolen list of hashes and uses their own powerful computers to try billions of combinations a second. You would never even know it's happening.
All right, let's kick things off with round one, the guessing game. And that's really what these first few attacks are. It's a simple game of guessing, except your opponent is a computer that can make millions of guesses in the blink of an eye. These attacks are all designed to exploit our human tendency to pick simple, memorable, and, predictable passwords.
First up, we have the sledgehammer approach, the brute force attack. It is exactly as savage as it sounds. A computer program literally starts at AAA, then tries AAB, AAC, and just goes through every single possible combination until it gets a match. For a short, simple password, this can take just seconds. For a long, complex one, it could take longer than the age of the universe.
Trying every random combination is pretty inefficient, so attackers got smarter. Enter the dictionary attack. This method doesn't try random junk. It uses a massive list, a dictionary, of common words, common phrases, and, most importantly, millions upon millions of passwords that have been leaked in previous data breaches. If your password is on that list, it's getting cracked almost instantly.
So this brings us to the next evolution. What if you think you're being clever by using something like password 2025? Well, that's what the hybrid attack is for. It combines a dictionary word like password with a brute force approach, trying all sorts of common variations, adding numbers, symbols, and capital letters. It's specifically designed to crack the very patterns we think make our password strong.
So how on earth do you beat these guessing games? It all comes down to two things: length and randomness. A truly long password, we're talking 16 characters or more, makes a brute force attack practically impossible. It would just take too long. And by avoiding those common words and predictable patterns, you make dictionary and hybrid attacks totally useless.
Okay, so that covers the digital guessing games. But what happens when the computer isn't the weakest link? What happens when we are? Welcome to round two, where the attacks aren't about hacking the machine, they're about hacking the human.
Oh man, this next one is a huge one. It's called credential stuffing. A hacker gets your username and password from a data breach at some old social media site. They then take that exact same combo and automatically stuff it into the login pages for your bank, your email, your Amazon account, everything. They're betting on the fact that you've reused that same password. And sadly, it works all the time.
Phishing isn't really a hack in the traditional sense. It's a straight-up con job. You get an urgent email that looks legit, designed to make you panic. Your account will be locked. Click here to verify. So you click the link, you land on a fake login page that looks identical to the real one, and you type in your password. Just like that, you've handed them the key. No cracking required.
And then, of course, you have the direct observation attacks. Shoulder surfing is as simple as it sounds. Someone literally looking over your shoulder as you type your password. And keylogging is the digital version, where nasty malware hides on your computer and secretly records everything you type, passwords included, and sends it all back to the attacker.
The defense against these kinds of tricks is all about creating layers. Using a unique password for every single website stops credential stuffing cold. But the real hero here is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. That little code you get on your phone? It is the single most effective thing you can do. Because even if a hacker steals your password, they hit a brick wall because they don't have that second code. So, we've seen how they guess passwords and how they trick us, but what happens when hackers get their hands on a company's entire password database?
For this final round, we're going a bit more technical to see how they attack the very systems designed to protect our data in the first place.
Okay, so remember those hashes we talked about? Let's really dig in. A hash is a one-way digital fingerprint of your password. When you create an account, a good system doesn't store your actual password. It runs it through this special process that creates this unique fingerprint. It's designed to be a one-way street. You can't turn the fingerprint back into the password.
And this shows you exactly what that looks like. On the left, you have the password in plain text, the actual secret key. A secure system should never, ever store this. Instead, it turns it into what you see on the right, a long, scrambled, unrecognizable hash. That is what gets stored. When you log in, the system just compares the hash of the password you typed to the one it has on file.
So if hashes are a one-way street, what's the problem? Well, hackers have built massive answer keys called rainbow tables. These are precomputed lists with billions of common passwords and their matching hashes. If a system is using weak protection, a hacker can just look up the hash and find the password instantly. The solution is called salting. This means adding a unique, random piece of data to your password before it's hashed, which makes every fingerprint unique and renders those rainbow tables completely useless.
And you have to know, not all fingerprints are created equal. As you can see here, older methods like MD5 and SHA-1 are considered completely broken and dangerously insecure. Modern systems absolutely must use strong, slow algorithms like bcrypt or Argon2. They're specifically designed to make offline cracking as difficult and time-consuming as possible.
Okay, wow. So after all of that, what does it actually mean for you? Let's put this all together into a simple, powerful defense plan that can make your digital life practically uncrackable.
If you only remember 3 things from this entire breakdown, make it these 3. First, length is your absolute best friend. The longer the password, the better. Second, use a password manager. It's the only practical way to have a long, unique, random password for every single site. And third, enable multi-factor authentication everywhere you possibly can. It is your ultimate shield.
So let's put it all together on one final checklist. This combines everything we've talked about. Use long, unique passwords managed by a password manager. Enable MFA everywhere, and stay vigilant against those tricky phishing emails. Following these simple steps puts you light years ahead in terms of online security.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Your entire digital life, your bank account, your emails, your photos, is locked behind a password. After seeing how easily they can be broken, take a moment and ask yourself, are you protecting your digital life with a strong, complex key, or are you just using a flimsy piece of string?